Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to UG Capital Venture. I'm CJ, a software engineer who managed to become a self-made millionaire through hard work, dedication, and investment strategy, okay? I'm going to be fully transparent on the channel if you don't already know, okay? I have a roughly $500,000 crypto portfolio, and I'll be showing you guys all of my trades and transactions, okay? I'm going to be fully transparent, all right? Now, if you're interested in the journey of growing this into a multi-million-dollar portfolio, just like the page, like the video, subscribe, and just join the team. I'll be really appreciative of that, okay? Now, with that being said, we're gonna hop right into crypto, okay? I've been away for a minute, but I'm back. I've been really busy, okay? So let's look at the fear and greed, okay? The fear and greed is at 20. We're seeing a fear and greed of 20, okay? Not as low as we've been seeing like in late December, early January, but we're still in extreme fear, okay? And I believe these are good times. Now, I want to talk about a couple of things. What is the healthiest chart in crypto? Okay, we're seeing red everywhere. Everything looks terrible, but one chart looks absolutely amazing, and that's the developer adoption chart. Okay, we're seeing major adoption in cryptocurrency, and we've been seeing it. This is a chart comparing 2020 to 2021, and we're seeing a 100% growth everywhere, straight up everywhere. Healthy growth, okay? And you see some of the major cryptos here. You see Near Protocol, you see Cardano, Solana, you see all these good ones, Cosmos, you see, I mean, there are just so many, okay? Phantom, all these different things, Kusama, right? So that's the healthiest chart in cryptocurrency, and that's probably one of the most important charts in cryptocurrency, is this one. So when you're following price action and stuff like that, and you're becoming emotional, look at the developer count. That's what matters. Those are the people that are going to actually develop these things out and actually make the things that actually create the value. Let's put it that way. So here's another in perspective that I want you to think about, right? Here are all of the cryptocurrencies here on CoinGecko, okay? Now, this is what I believe. I believe that any cryptocurrency, anyone that is relevant in 10 years, any cryptocurrency that exists today and is also relevant in 10 years is at minimum a 10x in 10 years. That is a conservative thing to say. This is not financial advice. This is something I truly believe, and I'm very confident to say I believe that's very conservative, okay? So the trick is, or the difficulty is choosing the correct cryptocurrencies that will actually remain relevant over the course of 10 years, because adoption is inevitable. We've already seen the adoption with Twitter. We've seen the arena changes. We've seen, I won't go over all of the mass adoption instances that are happening because I've done it so many times. I don't want to regurgitate the same thing, but I will say that mass adoption is obvious. Developer adoption, obvious. The value of crypto, obvious, regardless of the price, okay? Price is just a manipulation game at this point, like it is in any market for guys to make money and stuff like that, right? But one thing I will tell you, if you can choose, if you can, if I can, if we can choose the cryptocurrencies that exist today and that will remain relevant, or at least become relevant in 10 years, then we have a 10x minimum. That includes Bitcoin, guys. So the obvious one is Bitcoin. I believe Bitcoin will remain relevant and will stay relevant. It is relevant, but will remain relevant. So we're talking a $300,000 Bitcoin in 10 years minimum. Very conservative. Most people's prediction is way more ambitious than that. But let's think about this. Even at a 10x on a Bitcoin, that's an average of 100% return year over year, and you beat every single market. Now this might seem unrealistic to some, but you have to think this always happens, okay? Think about semiconductors. During the semiconductor boom, every company in semiconductors 10x in 10 years. This is just typical, right? During the dot-com boom, 10x in 10 years, always. Every single opportunity or every single company that you can actually identify that would be relevant or remain relevant within a 10-year span will 10x. So that's kind of obvious. You can see this back even in the coal days, coal, oil, and mining days. All of those companies way more than 10x, okay? 10x to 100x, 1000x, all right? I'm saying at minimum, we're gonna see a 10x here. This is quite obvious only because we're in an innovative market, cutting edge industry, right? And we're at the beginning of the adoption. And that's the case for semiconductors. That was the case for the internet, .com. That was the case for oil and gas. That was the case for coal. And it's the case for cryptocurrency, okay? This is, history repeats itself. This is the most obvious play ever, okay? So my first thing I would suggest, not advise, but I suggest as far as telling you what I do, okay? Or what I'm doing. I'm looking at these cryptocurrencies and I'm asking myself, which one of these am I confident in regarding it being it's sustaining and actually being relevant in 10 years. And my top on the list is going to be Bitcoin. I'm certain Bitcoin is going to be relevant. Very, very certain. It is widely adopted at this point. Okay, its use case is very easy to understand. It's truly decentralized, and it's very hard to penetrate the most secure cryptocurrency. Okay, super big on Bitcoin. Okay, now this is very interesting. Okay, because my second is Cardano. I believe Cardano is the most likely, I believe Cardano is the altcoin that's most likely to be relevant in 10 years. Out of everyone. Now, I know that might seem like a stretch, but what you have to understand when you're thinking about is a lot of the competitors that I believe that the only actual Cardano competitor is Ethereum, actually, okay? Because you have to understand the Trilemma, like I've told you all in the past, okay? A lot of people, when you're dealing with the Trilemma, this is like a thought exercise to help you understand how the technical difficulties that actually exist in cryptocurrency. Okay, so when you think about cryptocurrency, you always need security. Okay, so every chain should be secure when we're talking about high financial input or throughput, right? So you're either going to be choosing between security and speed, or security and decentralization. Okay, now these all can be optimized for, but what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is that you're going to have niches, right? The secure and decentralized chains are going to actually lack a bit of speed. Even if you optimize them, they're going to be a bit slower than the chains that actually prioritize security and speed. Okay, so with the decentralization and security, you get the large transactions. They happen to be very, very expensive though. So when you think of Ethereum, it's not the best platform for gaming actually, right? Because the transactions are too expensive. But if you wanted to actually move $1 billion, you might want to do it on Ethereum versus Phantom, right? And that just kind of makes sense. Or Ethereum versus Solana. That just kind of makes sense, all right? If you wanted to move $1 billion, it makes sense on Cardano instead of like a Phantom, all right? So when I think about the most secure or the most decentralized and secure proof of stake cryptocurrency, that's Cardano. That's not me making that up. That's an actual fact. It is the most decentralized proof of stake. Now, with that being said, that means I believe Cardano will take on the largest transactions. And you have to understand the mission statement of Cardano also, right? Cardano is really primarily focused on, from the beginning, focused on banking the unbanked, right? You have to think about these very large use cases. How do you bring a banking systems and be the fabric of the financial fabric and the financial, and be the root level of identification for entire countries, right? These are huge use cases, right? You don't want to minimize these to gaming and things like that, which is going to be a part of Cardano, but I believe the bread and butter in Cardano is going to be these large, heavy use cases, these very large transactions between governments, right? Identification systems for lower end countries, right? Bringing those countries up to speed, right? All of these different things are going to be the bread and butter. They're going to bring immense value, and it has almost no competitors in that area. Cardano almost has no competitors in that area at all. So I believe that's the main reason. The problem that Cardano solves is so apparent. It's so apparent, right? It is so obvious that we need a solution for the unbanked to be banked, right? It's so obvious that we actually need an intervention. Normal centralized banks do not work in certain geographical locations. They just don't have the money. It's way too expensive. Too many resources are required. Too much financial resource, too much human capital is required, and decentralization and blockchain is solving that issue. Okay, so I believe Cardano is going to be here to stay. Now, regarding price, right, this is very interesting because I was looking at, I was taking a look at some articles, and I kind of like how with Google you can search using dates, and I started searching for Ethereum and filtering by dates, right? So I went to Ethereum and I was searching around January 10th of 2018, and Ethereum had tried in Google, right? I looked around January 2018. The news was absolutely amazing for Ethereum. It was the best thing you could have ever heard about. It was the most innovative technology, right? 13,000% up in 1 year. I mean, the adoption was inevitable. You know, you've got here Ethereum's price really is a testament to the growing popularity. Everyone loved Ethereum. It's absolutely amazing. So then if we take that date, beginning of January 2018, right? So then I said, hey, let's look at the chart for that. Let's just look at the chart. You know, let's have some fun here. So I went and I said, okay, January 2018. Oh, wow, what do you know? The absolute peak, right? The absolute peak of Ethereum was when everyone knew it was amazing. Everyone knew it was awesome. Everyone knew Ethereum would do everything, right? All of the flaws that were obvious maybe are gone, okay? Everyone's euphoric. This is very amazing. This is very interesting to think about. So then you know what? I said, you know, let me keep searching these things out, okay? And I started to see weird things, like the rise and fall of Ethereum. And I started to think, man, what are the dates on these things, right? Why Ethereum could sink to $100? It just, oh my God. The collapse of Ethereum is absolutely inevitable, okay? This is September 2nd, 2018. The collapse is inevitable, okay? There's no more. This is from TechCrunch and, you know, a reputable source here. And I said, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's actually go look at the charts. Let's look at the charts here. So what was that date? September 2018. What do you know? After everything's down, everyone's running from the markets. Ethereum sucks. It is inevitably going to fail. It is terrible. It's slow. It's trash. It won't work. And every problem exists. And then you zoom out just a little bit and you realize that this is a little bump here. And what happened was this, okay? This. And what's going to happen is the same thing. If you like look at this right on Ethereum, and then you look at this, I mean, it's just gonna keep doing this until mass adoption happens, right? Because what you have to understand is Ethereum is very secure, and it can handle very large transactions. But the problem at this point is gonna be that the problem that exists now is the industry is changing. You have NFTs, you have gaming, and everyone's judging every blockchain based upon the same criteria, and they're not looking at them as niches. And when you don't look at them that way, you're really, it's like looking at cars and saying, hey, that's a slow car, but it's really a truck, right? It's really good at being a truck. It sucks at being a car. Even though there are fast trucks over time, you get the dilemma, right? You can't compare everything the exact same way. All right, so then this is the Cardano chart, all right? Cardano looks exactly like Ethereum looked in the chart I just showed you, okay? Got super euphoric. Everyone knew Cardano was amazing. They love Charles Hoskinson, and now it's pretty much got torn to shreds. It's slow. Everything's terrible. No one cares about the roadmap anymore. No one cares about anything besides ripping Cardano, which is absolutely fine. But what I want you to understand is all of the hype does not matter. I showed you the run that happened happened later with Ethereum. A lot of this stuff is media controlled, unfortunately, but it does not change the inevitable fact that crypto will be up 10x in 10 years, at least the ones that remain relevant. And with that being said, my top pick on relevancy will be Cardano. Okay, my top pick altcoin is Cardano on relevancy. Okay, now with that being said, I did put my money where my mouth is. I'm not just telling you guys and that I'm not doing these things. I did put $5,000 on Cardano on December 17th. I have actually, I have roughly 80,000 ADA at this point. Okay, I have 80,000 ADA at this point. It's in my Yuri wallet. You'll see that in other videos. I bought 5,000 more, on December 17th, and I'll keep buying ADA, and I will show you. Also, this portfolio is not this wrecked, okay? I've been staking a lot of my coins and my cryptocurrencies like I've showed you in different videos. All of my Phantom is staked, all of my Ethereum is staked, all of my Joe is staked, all of my AVAX is staked. And that's all I can think of right now. And I'm gonna actually move some more and stake some more things. So we're doing pretty good right now because we're in the buy zone. I'm definitely gonna be buying these dips, and I'll be showing you all. Let's see, is there anything else I wanna show you all? Nah, I think that'll do it for now. So with that being said, guys, let me know what you're doing. Are you buying? What do you feel? How do you feel about my prediction that everything relevant will be 10x in 10 years? Okay, I'm talking at $300,000 Bitcoin minimum, okay, minimum, and that's going to be outperform every market, and that's only because of the where crypto is regarding its innovation and its adoption, okay? And that's the same thing that happened to every other industry when it was in the same spot, okay? So how do you feel about that? Do you disagree, and why not? I'd love to actually have a opposing opinion. I'm perfectly fine with that. Also, do you believe in Cardano long term? Okay, it's the most researched cryptocurrency. I believe they can sustain the most turbulence, and I think they're really prepared for the long term, okay? And with that being said, I'm super excited to be back shooting videos. I was away for a bit because I'm super busy, guys. I have to maintain a lot of things, and I have to stay busy to remain successful and to remain productive, okay? And I recommend that you do the same thing. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm excited to be back. I'll start rambling. See you later, guys. Peace.